I think of Stockholm as the Seattle of Europe. My name is Bo Bruskern. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Lend It FinTech Conference. And I'm here in Stockholm, Sweden, and it is June of 2019. Now, why do I relate it to Seattle? For me, there's a strong analogy between the past commercial and industrial successes that Sweden has had and the current digital successes it has. So if we look at companies like Volvo and Saab back in the day, and Ericsson and even IKEA, these are large global companies that have built a strong economy in the north of Europe. Now we have, in the 90s, we'll get to this a little later, a vast and rapid digitization of the culture in Stockholm, in Sweden. And then fast forward 20 years and you've got Spotify, you've got Skype, you've got King, you've got Klarna, you've got iZettle, all these companies that have been built over the last 10-ish years and have achieved great scale, great valuations, great exits. That feels like Seattle to me. So that's the analogy. A couple of really interesting things going on here in terms of the digital economy, in terms of banking, in terms of fintechs. I think one of the most important, really, and the only one I'll mention here, is the world-beating digital identification system that they have here. Essentially, the banks support and promote a digital ID that sits on your phone that allows for secure transactions to take place in an extremely frictionless way. Essentially, fast and free microtransactions between all the citizens. You can build a lot on that. It's a super interesting thing that the Swedes have in great deployment throughout the country, and they're building technologies, they're building services on top of that. The anecdote that I wanted to share is that in the 90s, in the late 90s, the Swedish government felt it was important to allow its citizens to buy PCs with pre-tax dollars, which amounts to about a 50% discount on the purchase of a machine, a computer. So it turns out that all of Sweden decided to go out and buy a Windows 95 machine at the same time. They all plugged them in, dropped them into their den, and plugged them into the wall using a 9600 baud dial-up modem, and then started demanding faster speeds. So you had this entire country, this somewhat isolated, a not insignificant but small economy with its own language, its own customs, its own currency, and they're all digitized at the same time. That's fascinating. What came of that 20 years later is phenomenal innovation. There's a home for creativity here, and there's a home for innovation that is unlike a lot of places I've been. I look forward to learning a lot more. Until then, keep up the hard work, and again, I look forward to returning. Cheers.